Today's project is going to be mapping out what tools I want to put on my tool wall. I'm not just going to nail everything up willy-nilly. I want to actually try to have a plan and map out and draw out and get a good idea of where the tools are going to go and what they're going to look like before I actually put them up over there. And the shed is currently in a little bit of disarray. It's pretty hard to, I need to get back there. Come on. Okay, so I'm gonna measure this. I'm pretty sure it's 4 foot by 8 foot, but I want to double check. 43 inches tall, 8 foot wide. Send help. I've trapped myself. I gotta remember 43 inches, 43 inches. So here's the plan. I got this roll of butcher paper and I'm gonna use it to mark out where my tools are gonna go. It's gonna be my template. It doesn't have to be perfect, but let's see if we've got 43 inches and 8 feet here. 48 inches. So now I'm gonna go measure out where the BKXC logo sits. I'm sure it's in the middle of both of these things, but I'm just gonna go measure. Ah, crap. That means I have to try to get through the mess here. All right, sweet. I also need to take those extra 5 inches off of the yellow piece. Remind me when I get back in. Let's go 13, 13, 39, 39. Not a problem. Was that the only tape measure? I thought I had a tape measure in here and I thought I had a tape measure out there. Back to the shed. Yeah. All right, so before I forget, I'm gonna mark that 5 inches off the bottom that needs to go. All right, so now 39, 39, 13, 13. So this is the rough approximation. So now I'm going to gather up all my bike tools, any kind of tool that I think I will use in the shed, and lay them down here and start planning it out. It's getting messy in here. Right now I'm thinking that this tool wall will just be tools. We'll see how it evolves as I get to actually working on it, but I want to keep like lube and extra parts and tires and all that stuff separate. So I'm not doing pegboard for the tool wall. I don't really like pegboard. I don't like the way it looks. Everybody does pegboard. I want to do something a little different that looks good on camera and hopefully is functional, even though everything you put on is permanent. One way I'm going to get around that is by using these magnet tool hangers. So I've only got one right now, so I'm going to cut like a cardboard template out and lay them out and see how everything kind of looks and test the strength of how much weight these things can hold. Hopefully this will be my secret weapon in this whole thing. So I might as well just make some clones of this thing while I'm at it. Try not to get it too blue here. Whoops. That'll be the bottom side. So I'm going to make a few more templates like this and then we'll start to lay the tools out. So something like that would take up pretty much the entire wall already. So let's play with this. I've made a nice mess of the garage here. I've got my travel bag, dump that out. I've got random other stuff, dump that out, just so I can visualize it, even though it's not a good visualization here. And now the time has actually come where I need to buy a second set of tools for the road and not just, you know, swap these in, swap these out. That's kind of what I've been doing, just using one set of tools. So I'll make sure I get a whole another set of Allen wrenches and pliers and that kind of stuff, so I don't have to dig through and trade stuff out and lose stuff. It actually doesn't seem like I have that many tools, so this is going to be interesting. Somehow all these screwdrivers and these picks are made in the USA. I went out of my way to try to find them. Craftsman and Channel Lock. Stay. They're good. It's a rough draft. It looks like that'll work. One thing that I forgot is that there's a power outlet right here somewhere. I need to go measure and mark those off. Go do the other side now. I'm also figuring that the most used tools should be down by the bottom and the tools I don't use that much will be up top. The lube is not part of it, it's just a paperweight. This is my Torx T-handle set, made by Bondhus and actually made in the USA as well. And this little case here stands up pretty well vertically, so I think I'm just going to mount it to the wall like that. I guess I should do my best to describe the name of these tools, even though I'm going to mess them up. So this is a cable cutter. This is also a cable cutting type plier. This is a quick link tool, so your quick link on your chain, it'll pop that off. This is a cable puller, and it basically acts as a third hand. You get your derailleur cable through here, and you can kind of pull, and it kind of latches on. I'll show it to you guys eventually. And just another set of pliers. Made in China, made in China. This is my hacksaw. I actually have a carbon fiber blade back there, and a regular metal blade here. Obviously, I would not cut with both of these on, just for storage purposes. This is called the crown race tool. So normally, on top of a fork, there's something called the crown race, which is like a piece of metal that kind of acts as a buffer between the frame and the top of the fork. And you would put this on here, and you would try to like get it, and then hammer it up or hammer it down. Like when you're putting it on, you have to hammer it down, and then maybe if you're trying to get it off, you could kind of wedge it up and pop it off. That's a pretty good start for the right side. Let's start working our way over here. I'm going to come back to this section. This is kind of a catch-all miscellaneous. So I'm going to try to make this side and that side consistent with their spacing next to the outlet. That's actually a good way to start, of like just make this line up with make the magnet line up to the top of the outlet, and then get a similar distance, and hopefully it'll look decently symmetrical. 4 inches over here, 4 inches over there. That looks pretty good. So I'm considering whether to take these out of the sheath and line them all up nice and pretty. I think I'm just going to leave it in the case because I like to know the number sizing. I can't really eyeball anything at this point. These are also Bondhus, also made in the USA. I have a link in the description to the Amazon page where I got these from. This is also Bondhus. This is also made in the USA. So this is the normal metric. What do you call this? That's Torx. This is standard. Whatever you call it, they're nice. So this little doohickey is a guide for sawing your head tube or your handlebars. So you put your handlebars or your head tube through here, you tighten it down, and then it makes it way easier to saw it down. I don't have a vise, so you put this in a vise, and that's how it actually gets done. I'll get a vise eventually. I wonder if all this stuff will fit on this same one. All right, this is gonna be a pain in the butt to take off. Not too bad. All right. I should probably get on Amazon right now and order the extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those magnet thingies right now. This next row will be for my precise tools of measurement. My awesome Venza torque wrench from Amazon. And my Vinca calipers. So this thing's so cool because you can like measure the distance between your dropper post lever and your brake lever and kind of always get that set to what you exactly want it to be and measure stuff inside and out. I feel like storing this on a magnet is a very bad way to go. I'll try to keep the electronic components out of its way. The torque wrench came with a bunch of sockets as well. And some kind of grease. The chain checker tool, that'll go perfect in this set of instruments. And the old rotor bender thingy. And now the bottom bracket tool, the pedal wrench. I have not used this pedal wrench in ages. Do you use a pedal wrench on flat pedals, I guess? So I have to say it's looking a little sparse right now. I've got a few other things I can add to the mix, but I want to keep a balance between it looking kind of clean and being just a giant jumble of all kinds of stuff. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about the whole rough draft situation. I was able to actually lay everything out, get a visual on it. I'm sure there's some tools I'm going to add, some tools I'm going to get rid of. Now that I can't park my car in the garage, I've got this mess, so I'm basically held hostage waiting for the other magnet tool things to come. I'm getting very hungry right now. Don't feel like cooking, so I want to show you guys what I think is the best fast food hamburger there is. So one more side note before I reveal my all-time favorite fast food hamburger. I've been sick the past couple weeks. You guys saw that on those last couple rides down in Southern California. Today is the first day in like 2 or 3 weeks that I've been able to fully exhale and not have that liquid crackling sound in my lungs, which according to WebMD is walking pneumonia. I had the flu for a couple days and then it just never got better. So finally, after a few weeks, I'm feeling better. It's a good thing. So eventually these videos will have me riding a bike again. There it is, Habit Burger Grill, the king of fast food burgers, and this is as far as I can go because they play a lot of copyrighted music in there. That was fantastic. It's always fantastic. I always get the triple char burger, lettuce wrap, no tomatoes, no cheese, and some fries, and a cup of water. They call it a char burger, but it never has char on it. I hate overcooked burgers. I hate that carcinogenic burned flavor on burgers, and the Habit Burger never has that. If you saw my little review of In-N-Out and how they do everything right except for the meat, the Habit does the meat right and pretty much everything else. They're not A+ on every single thing down the board like In-N-Out is, but they're pretty damn good. The first thing I do when I get my order is cover up the fries with a napkin because the heat seeps out of the fries a little too quickly. So the meat is just super juicy, and that's pretty much the best part, except for it gets all over your hands, it can get on your clothes. I've ruined a shirt or two by accidentally letting the meat sauce drip onto my stuff. By the end, it always gets down to fork and knife territory on the burger, but that is perfectly fine. It is a hell of a meal. I think mine was about $8 tonight, and that fills me up just right. Love the Habit. Okay, that's as far as I'm gonna get on the shed today. I don't feel like I got very far at all, but it's one step at a time, one day at a time. Who knows what I'll get up to tomorrow. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you on the trail.